but it just is not the same effect. Lolboom pushing on in. Not a threat for Lolboom as he's 409 above, but Karhu did just go in these rotating zones, and oh man, Lolboom is eating this stink bomb. 50 damage, Dr. Lupo.
World Cup here, gonna have to push on through, try and make his way to the next safe zone. Multiple ballers on the outside. He might be able to get that one on the wall right there. If he sees it and he pops out. You can see Vivid on your screen. Evil Mare still there as well. Saw him rotating in. Multiple ballers still on the field.
Look at that.
Look at the Oh this is like a Fotnite World Cup apartment complex. You have countless players stacked in next to each other. Bizzle going to the edit reset. Can't quite catch himself just yet.
Booga's still making plays happen. A lot of people have him high up on the leaders, and here it is again. Yarkos with the elimination from earlier on, down onto Aqua, who obviously was our Fotnite World champion yesterday in duos. Rough start in game number one. Bizzle, one of the most consistent and winningest Fortnite pro players of all time, Dr. Lupo. When you say a veteran in Fortnite competitive, Bizzle is at the top of that list, but here's Yarkos again, now on the high ground after that first elimination down onto Aqua, looking for more right now as he's got ultimate high.
This is one of the best spots in the game right now. We'll have to see where the map is going to rotate. And north rotation does have the 2 launch pads. It does have the redeploy, but those are going to leave you exposed up in the air. Little look back rotation here. The feed starting to light up. 38 players.
Oh yeah.
And that count is going to go down, down, down. Zate eliminated by Left Eye. Colorful taking up another one out as well. 4 eliminations. You have to remember, placement points don't kick in until top 25, so he only has those 4. So those are 4 very, very big points. Here we go. The Storm starting to pressure players. You're going to see a lot of launch pads and redeploys coming to play, and those community movement mechanics like launch pads placed on the ground would be tough. A player actually just flew right through King's box.
That could have been bad, Dr. Lupo. That could have been real bad.
Maybe a trap play from either player. We'll have to see here. Benji Fishy in the feed taking another elimination. Top 35 now, Jack. We're 30 seconds away from the next circle.
And Mr. Savage trying to contest Rux for height as they both continue to build on up. Mr. Savage goes for the shot. Rux gives it up for the moment. So game one right now, the height goes to Mr. Savage, but there's still a ton of time left. On the low ground right now, you've got Pika week, Class week, Fledermoy's week, Tuesday week as well. Mr. Savage has shot down Rux for the moment. He still continues to keep fighting. Yarkos looking to challenge right now. 27 players left. Placement points about to come into play.
Yarkos takes the ultimate high in the backside there. Rivershot from Team Liquid flying across right to left of your screen. Multiple players. Ultimate low ground warriors down there, both in and out of ballers. Class looks like he might be hand fire in the middle of it. Mr. Savage.
King at 7 limbs, and it's made it into placements. King absolutely the #1 performance so far in game one. 120 in total HP. Can he find his limb? No! As the crowd erupts. Top 20 now, though, but King got the job done. There was 27 players left, Dr. Lupo. King eliminates the last 2 to make it a top 25 for the placement points.
Huge plays there. Whalen Kirk going down in speed. What? It's one of the most active.
Top 15.
Players. Top 15. Range rotation. 8 remaining. Jack Yarkos. 4 eliminations. Everyone in here getting those placement points. Beam from above and goes down. No builds. Going to be tough there. Saw him picking up that Elam. Booga though 5 right now moving forward.
Not only that, 2 shadow bombs left. Still with shockwave grenades too. The #1 point we've seen in competitive Fortnite this weekend. When do you use the shockwave to go for height? It's Sam currently on height. Booga sees that. That was him taking a look for exactly where the play is. I think it's time, Dr. No, shadow bomb will be used. Okay, so not quite doing it.
High ground.
Yeah, I was looking to see.
He's saving those. Don't you worry. I guarantee before too long, a player like this is going to make plays. Sitting the edge of the storm. The box up. He's going for edit shots. Big hit.
My gosh.
The outside. Booga picking up his elimination. Creo, Rux, Booga all on the low ground. Bella EU.
One player just shockwave the height.
It's stuck in the box. Big hits. Back-to-back shots. Booga picking up another elimination.
Booga is
Top
insane.
3 now. Almost going to be his game to win. We'll see here another one. Can he find the 9th elimination and the first victory royale, the World Cup solos?
Dr. Lupo, it might be time soon. It might be time soon. Booga smiling. He's got the health advantage on Creo.
Does.
Folks, it might be time for the Shockwave play. Booga could soar up into the sky. Go for it. Here it is. Shockwave died. Shots coming in. No elimination yet for the first game victory royale.
Oh my gosh. Confident play from Booga. What a monster. The first victory royale.
The crowd on their feet. Booga, calm, cool, and collected, wipes out 5 of the last top 6 players for the victory royale. What a swing of points right there, Dr. Lupo. You get the win. You get max placement points. 9 elims too. Folks, that is a statement game number 1 for Booga. And here it is again. The Shockwave up. Creo tried to prepare. You see the damage coming on through, but at that point, with that much of a health advantage, Creo stands no shot. What a brilliant ending. Talk about a great late game. Solos absolutely living up to the hype of the duo competition yesterday.
Imagine being in the World Cup finals, and instead of opting for a safe, stay down the bottom, wait, bait your shots, you throw a Shockwave down and you ascend to the high ground, take over, and get the victory royale.
Much deserved game 1 victory right there. The number one thing I noticed from Booga, in the shadow bombs, so many people worry so much about popping out of the shadow and immediately boxing and protecting themselves. Instead, Booga winds up pushing forward, looking for where his next victim could be, and then pops out of the shadow and eliminates the player. It happened 3 times right there, and it was big reasons why he was able to push on through. Booga, an incredible performance. What is that, 19 points in game number 1?
Game number 1.
I don't see how anyone's above that.
At this point, I mean, we're going to take a look exactly to see where
like I predicted
that falls on the leaderboards. No surprise here, a 9-point lead out of game 1. King, 7 eliminations. We saw that earlier. Sadly goes down a little bit before those top couple placements. Psalm, Rux, Yarkos, ton of top tier players across the board right now. But a 9-point lead after game 1 is absolutely.
And you look at the leaderboard right now, a big talk yesterday, EU versus NA. EU, why so quiet earlier in the day? NA, why so quiet at the end of the day? 8 of the 10 top players after game 1, all from the US. Here's your 11th through 20th place right now. Benji Fishy on there, Evil Mare on there as well. But a fantastic start to today, and I'm loving the energy from this crowd at the first ever Fotnite World Cup. They saw how good the competition was yesterday, and I know everyone was so excited to kick it off today with millions watching online. They saw Booga take game number 1. He's down on the floor with Jordan Fisher.
Booga! Huge first game for the NA player. That's what you want to see. You want a health advantage at the end. 9 elims to cap off an incredible first game. What is your thought process going into the final moments of the game? What have you won there at the end? You've got health advantage. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm pretty much low ground. I have like 200 mads, and I realized that I could probably make a play with the impulse. Just go right and get a big pump on him.
Amazing. Well, we saw that happen.
at the wall if the trap was placed. No luck there. Doesn't have one in the inventory. Nick's still trying to apply as much pressure as possible without having to chew through too many rounds. Shotgun, so much damage on this thing so far. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for it here in just a second, and he does. Watching that corner, Hornet still on the defensive. Long-range spray from a drum shotgun isn't enough, but up close, the thing is very, very deadly. Nick's picking up first elimination in this game.
Also, after the elimination. I love this.
You'll love it.
I get like one elim after every 3 games. So every time I have the option to vote on an opponent, it's fair.
A very important note there. Nick's from Brazil. We often saw very aggressive gameplay from those players during their qualifying matches.
All they would do was kind of just stomp through their lobbies. We always talk about how insane it was. Here's the inventory for Tfue right now. 4 minis, 3 big shields.
Good lord.
4 shadow bombs.
Good lord.
A launch pad, a legendary infantry rifle, a blue pump shotgun. Tfue set up for the rest of this game, nearing max materials as well. This is what happens when you give this man block all by himself.
Nobody wants to challenge here, but it's one of the best loot spots in the game. Gobab's over on the right side of your screen, going to try and take that southeast corner building, see if there's anything left inside. But there's so much loot here at the block, so many materials, so many opportunities. Get an advantageous position too, because right up the hill, like I said before, this baller spawns up there. Those are going to get grabbed pretty quick, but if you're lucky enough, you have free rotation as well. It's also not terribly far from a slip past the umbrella. Quarry down there. Meanwhile, Mr. Savage down here at half the game. There's actually 3 players total. My apologies. You see on the mini map in the bottom right there. They can't see those arrows, but we definitely can. And Crew and Takamura still down inside in the building. Audio cues trying to listen for each other. Takamura, you see, not really moving. Crew trying to do some wall replacing to build up material buffer. This fighting does happen here. I think Mr. Savage can rotate out.
Here is Tfue, the player just in the fight he's potentially looking to take. Not sure exactly what help is. Okay, so there is a health advantage. Maybe a bit of damage. Crucial will begin to heal on up, so it does look like Tfue damage player thought about challenging, but for right now, with this box for a moment, they are very, very soon going to have to move towards the zone.
If you're watching online, if you get an opportunity to get some shots from Tfue, we've seen it before, and we'll see him again with that infantry rifle.
That was kind of greedy from Tfue. He has a ton of material. I think he go for a shot, but because he's trying to save a couple more good, he has to pop one of those big shields. And Kluja says, you know what? I'm at a hero already there, so Tfue has a long trek ahead of him. Might have to decide if he's going to use a launch pad here. Probably not, as he does have the storm down below, but still will take some damage from the storm.
If there is a rift spawn up at the burger, he can take the zip across, jump off midway, and go down and grab it. We'll see.
Luka eliminated to start off this game in 90th place. So a game 1 winner out early on, which means that that 9-point lead will surely be cut down as this one goes on. Quick thing I want to remind everyone of, yesterday we were nearing the #1 trend in the world on Twitter. I'm going to challenge all of you right now. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup across everywhere. Send in how you're watching today. Let me know who you think's going to win. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup everywhere from the millions of you all tuning on in. Can't stress that enough. Let everyone know that the largest event, one of the largest events of all time, concludes today with a $30 million prize pot in total throughout the weekend.
Czar holding an edit here. Stuck in a little stalemate. He's going to hold that side, look for the shot. Can't edit yet again. Just trying to wait and watch to see if he's going to spot this player, make a move. This might be an opportunity to make a play here. Twins kind of baiting the ultimate high ground here. Quick little resets. Going to go for a wall replace. Doesn't get it. Trying to jump defend against the shots. Here it is. A shot from the side does make contact. Twins down to 9. Total HP. Big hit there. Shot. He can try and rotate up on the outside. Pressure against the enemy storm. And a build off is kind of the only answer at this point. Quick heads down. Doesn't quite find that the player inside ahead of him has the lead. Another big hit. 14 HP left for Twins. A build fight is all he's got left. He could shadow and try and get away, but if the player inside is smart enough, Keemstar knows exactly where to shoot. Twins is going to go down. We'll see here. One pump is all it takes, though, with this thing. 150 HP. So
Oh my gosh.
almost going down there. No shield remaining. A back and forth between these two titans of Fortnite. And there it is. Keenstar finding the lead with the shotty there, and Twins eliminated.
Move towards Storm Surge kicking on in. I do want to point out where this next zone is. Spoke to production. We'll bring that back in for you all to see just how insane zone number 2 will be for everyone on this map.
Actually, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they have a long, long run ahead. Look at that.
All the
A third
way
of
to
the
the
zone
south side.
off the map.
Not only are you forced all the way to the bottom of the map, you've got nothing on the south end of the safe zone. Players going to get compressed together. I would expect going into circle 3 or 4, you're going to see a very low player count in comparison to last game. We're already down to 75. And Storm Surge now getting ready to kick in. You have 5 players that need to go down before damage starts to go out to those that have not dealt enough of it.
Yep.
Multiple players bunkering up here at Happy Hamlet. Not a whole lot of real estate left. Shots going out there. You heard that minigun, one of the very, very, very good weapon for applying pressure to structures, especially when you see other players are taking shots at the same target. Let it fight the top left of your screen there. Replay between Niddle, opponent inside the box. Caught above, but headed down. Quite fine. Shot follows through with a second, third, fourth, and the elimination.
Had 1 health left. Look, after the 50 health was earned, he was stuck at 50, meaning he was under 1 HP. He had effectively 0.9% health. And goes down right there. His opponent can't win the fight as he's rewarded. Dr. Burrow on your screen, 179 total HP, and that's the tough battle you have here, Dr. Lupo. Do you use your last healing item in the big shield for only 21, or do you hope maybe 179 health in the next fight? It's a double-edged sword, a tough decision to make. Storm Surge still active. 4 more players need to go down before it ends.
The wall there. Rotation away. Waiting. This is just an opportunity. He's basically trying to bait to see if the player inside is going to head out. Shocker. Lecce hits the tree. It might cost him. Being applied now. The 1v1 not over quite yet. That shotgun from above right here will be very effective. The spread from a top-down position like this is like a guaranteed crit. Here we go. Shot from behind, can't quite make contact yet.
Well, now hitting for 2 as well.
Player's gonna have to go for it very soon. Here we go. Push away. Storm Surge is active. He's waiting on those bandages. The key to survival. We'll see. I guess the swap in position that she took the high ground.
They're at a point now where they basically just one of them needs to get in a fight. One of them needs to win this fight if they want to survive for the 50 extra health. Lecce slowly taking this damage. 2 ticks every second, and it's going quick. Dr. Lupo now down to just 12 HP. What could be done here? Momentarily a shot. No! Moffin wins it with the quick shotgun to the dome, and you see, using 4 bandages, the 50 health puts him back up to 100. It should be enough to move on in. Storm Surge now over as well, and the next zone just popped up. And it's even more south